Hey guys, my name's Noxy and I'm a member of the League of Legends European community. I've made this video to show what you can expect from your first League of Legends game as Ashe and some of the things to watch out for. I'm assuming before you watch this video you have completed the tutorial or at least played a game. If you haven't done that, I strongly suggest you do. So we're going to start the game now, and the map I'm playing is Summoner's Rift, a map which is divided into three distinct lanes. We've got bottom lane, middle lane and top lane. Okay, so what I'm doing here is checking people's starting items to see what they've got. In this case, Nausus has actually only bought one item when he could have bought two there or some additional potions. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy my items now as well, and I'm going to open the shop and I'm going to have a look at the recommended items and decide I don't really want to do that. I want some mana regeneration instead, and as you can see I've still got 85 gold there. So a good idea is to make sure that you use all of your money, or as much money as you can, at the initial buy of the game. So I'm going to run out to my middle lane now and check out what's going on at bottom. Now, what Pantheon has done there is quite risky. He's scouted ahead without his teammate, and had there been two enemy champions there, he could very well have died in the first few seconds of the game. And they're going to check the bushes together. Now this isn't really a strategy that I would advise for newcomers to the game. More times than not, you can really get screwed over by what you face in those bushes. Sometimes you can end up against a Blitzcrank or a Shaco. There's a lot of champions you need to be very careful of earlier in the game, and the smart solution is to simply stand by the tower until you become more comfortable with the threats that you're going to face in the game. So started off here again in mid, and I'm just going to check. It's a fairly unusual situation in League of Legends to be put up against two people when you're controlling the middle lane right from the start. This happened in this game and it forced me to play pretty defensively. Now in League of Legends, Fog of War plays in a very important role, and if you've noticed, what I noticed here is that the Heimerdinger, which is the small guy with the afro, has now disappeared from the lane. Whenever champions are missing from lanes in League of Legends, it's very important to let your teammates know, and there's a few different ways you can do that. You can ping, you can call miss mid, or you can call miss champion name. In this case I decided, okay, I would call miss mid, but I thought it would be better to let my team know that exactly what was missing from middle. So in this case I just said miss Heimerdinger. It's very important to let your team know when an enemy champion is missing, because 9 times out of 10 that champion's going to come back in a different lane and try and take out your teammates unexpectedly. So I've gone back and upgraded my first item, the Meki Pendant and the Chalice of Harmony, which should let me spam my abilities more. I'm having a look here, checking the different lanes, and I've just noticed Heimerdinger has now come out of the Fog of War and is now trying to kill one of my teammates. In this case it's Master Yi, and he just manages to barely escape with his life. Uses a fairly decently timed exhaust there. Back in the middle lane with myself versus Rise here. I've just leveled up and hit level 6. This provides a really significant advantage in this game, because now that I'm level 6 and he's only level 5, I've got my ultimate before him. So what I'm going to do now is blow the ultimate on him and pretty much just take him out, no problem whatsoever. Don't know why he tried to teleport there, it was pretty silly. There was no way he was getting out of that with that. Back at bottom lane again, we can see now that my teammates have engaged. This is a perfect time to use your teleport skill when you think that the fight could go either way. You come in and then you pretty much equalize the fight. In this case I could have saved the Nausus by using my exhaust skill on him, and in hindsight I really should have, but I underestimated just how much damage that champion was going to put out in our Nausus. So again I'm back in the middle lane here. This Ashe just caught me off guard, and now our Nausus is teleported in. This is going to be an example of pretty much what I would call the perfect gank. You can see the Nausus there running around to the side to cover from the bushes, and I'm going to take position here where I can get him. I'm just going to zoom in on the Nausus over to the Ashe. Now I'll ping the Ashe to indicate that we're about to kill her. I'll pop the ultimate, and now we'll both run in, and this Ashe won't even stand a chance against us. And that's a pretty solid gank there from us. Now the Nausus, having done that, is going to give me back the middle lane and decide to go off top and see what he can do up there. So in this clip I was on my way to go and help top, but the enemy Ashe decided to catch me off guard. So I've now been left in a pretty dire situation, because she's going to hit me with the ultimate there, and now I'm stunned. This would seem like a pretty unwinnable situation, but I've thrown exhaust on her, and I'm going to run into the fog of war, which causes her to drop target, and use my ultimate to slow her down. Then I'll use my slow again, just to make sure she stays off me. And I just about managed to get away from that frost volley, and make a lucky escape. In this clip segment, what's happened is Master Yi has attacked the enemy champions beside their tower. What that does is anytime you attack a champion beside its tower or any of its minions, the tower will automatically switch targets and try to kill you. It's very substantial damage, and in this case it cost Yi his life and almost the life of his teammate. The enemy Ashe that attacked me here didn't really fundamentally do anything wrong, but she underestimated the power of the level difference. See, I'm level 12 right now and she's level 8, and that's a pretty substantial difference in what we can do damage wise, and it cost her. The great thing about Ashe's ultimate, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, is that it can be fired anywhere from the map, including your own base. So what's happened here is I've died and I'm going to respawn in 3 seconds. The Pantheon here way overextends himself and manages to get killed by towers, and then I figure when I see Noxywoxy starting to chase this Heimerdinger, I think, okay, I'm going to try and take him out. So I'll pop Enchanted Crystal Arrow on him and I'll indicate to the Noxywoxy that it's going to go down middle lane. I've done this from all the way in my own base, and you can see that the projectile actually stops in the fog of war. What that means is that you've actually hit the target. So what's happening in this clip, I've noticed that Noxywoxy here is standing on his own, and I knew that there was approximately 3 or 4 enemy champions in the area. He gets himself in a really bad situation pretty quickly, but what Ashe's real specialism is being able to dish out damage while someone else is taking it. In this case, our Noxywoxy is taking a beating where all I had to do is come in there and mop up, and we take out 3 guys, which is 2 of us, and that's a pretty good result for us right there. Unfortunately, this however isn't such a great result for us. We have our Noxywoxy and our Soraka running through the forest here and basically coming across an enemy Ashe. Now they do put a substantial amount of damage out on her and nearly kill her in the process, but her teammates come in and start causing all sorts of problems. Now at this point I tried to come in here and I tried to basically snipe this Ashe and just narrowly miss her, and I commit to this fight as well when I really shouldn't have. We end up here in a very bad situation very quickly, and my team pretty much dies. Now, I figured I was pretty much dead here, but I made a run for it, so I put exhaust on Pantheon and ran as quick as I could while throwing slows backwards. Now remember, if you get into the bushes, they will drop target on you right away, and this is a pretty good way to try and escape. I'm running as quick as I can through these bushes, throwing slows back as much as I can. And just narrowly manage to avoid this skill shot here that Heimerdinger does, and make a bit of an escape, a lucky escape at that, consistently throwing slows. Now I do think at one point I'm safe, and very foolishly decide to start recalling here. I quickly decide that's a bad idea because Heimerdinger can throw things blindly into the fog of war, and I recall back. Now basically the game ends shortly after this, the enemy team surrenders, and I hope that maybe you picked up 1 or 2 tips while watching this video, and thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, please let me know. I do apologise for the rather haphazard version of it. This is as much a test for my recording and rendering as much as it is an actual video, so thanks for watching. Just please contact me anytime. Noxy on the European servers. Bye.